Hello, everybody. We are live. And while we were backstage, we just had the most interesting conversation. We were talking about the great toilet paper caper of 2020. Does everyone remember that? Mark, you got to hold it closer. We can't see it right now. It does. It's there we go. There we go. Marx wrote a book about the great toilet paper caper. And we were talking about it. And then Helen had this hilarious story. Helen, you have got to share that story.
You guys want me to start, or you want to go
Go
first?
ahead. Share it.
All right. So, as a teacher for 27 plus years, you do some arts and crafts activities, and you collect the paper towel rolls or the toilet paper tissue rolls. And I remember turning around and collecting them from the kids that brought them in that day. And this one little guy, about 6 years old, looks up at me and hands me a full roll of toilet paper, still in the wrapper, and says to me, "My mama couldn't get the paper off the roll." Well, that just burst me up, and I had to turn around and say thank you and just go on my merry way and laugh off in the corner. But that was one of the cutest things that happened teaching.
That's hilarious. And now, Rosemary, now show us the picture that got the whole conversation started.
Yes, because I always think of all my friends that are authors and what. But this is what I thought for Mark. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
There.
Oh, yeah. I could see Mark
So
wearing that.
Mark needs to get that costume.
Yes. Okay.
For sure.
Anybody watching this video, whether you're live or replay, if you think Mark should get that costume and become the roll of toilet paper, tell us why you think that in the comments. Why should Mark be one with the toilet paper? Okay. Now, we all have our special friends with us today. Everybody, this is Sparkle Feathers. Everyone introduce your special friends.
And this is Woofy.
This is my pickle squishmallow for Nikolai Pickle.
So, okay, we need to name him. What should we name Mark's pickle? Oh, that didn't sound good.
Billy.
Billy?
Dilly.
Dilly. Oh, Dilly. I like that. Dilly.
Dilly is perfect.
Dilly the pickle.
Dilly's a good name.
Or Billy Dilly. The pickle.
Billy Dilly. There you
Billy
go.
Dilly. I like Billy Dilly.
Okay. Let's have some fun now. Let's first start with telling everybody we stream live every Friday at 5. We are Children's Authors Unite, and we're here to just spread a little fun and cheer and talk about children's literacy, children's books, and how we could bring more smiles to the world. Now, Sparkle Feathers likes doing that. But we have a special event, a real special event coming up August 29th and August 30th. We are going to be streaming live on social media channels all over the world. And it's going to be fun. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern time, both Saturday and Sunday. So Rosemary is going to do some professional clowning for us. We have a professional comedian. He's going to do a couple sets for us. We don't have the schedule yet, but stay tuned because as we get the schedule, we'll let you know what time all these entertainers will be entertaining. Mark is going to be doing something pickly. Maybe we should have a pickle tasting contest or something. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Okay, so we are going to entertain you and the kids with a special cause. Sparkle Feathers Foundation is official. We are now officially a 501c3 organization. Yay.
Hey.
Our mission is to raise money to give away our books to kids who can't afford to buy them. There are communities out there where parents can barely afford food, much less books for their kids. And we think that's a crime because kids deserve to read our books, no matter where they live and what's going on in their neighborhoods. So we are raising money to buy books to give away. So while we are entertaining you on August 29th and 30th, we will also be giving you opportunities to either sponsor a book for a kid or become a sponsor. If you become a sponsor, a corporate sponsor, or, well, do you write novels for adults? Do you have a business? If you sponsor a segment on our show, you could come on and talk about your business as long as you're entertaining. As long as you're entertaining, because this has got to be fun. And we might charge you a little bit. You might be supporting our book purchasing endeavor to come in and present your business to our audience. So, what I want to know is who is going to be there and what do you plan on doing? Helen has a great idea. I can't wait to hear.
So Wolfie is going to be joining us, and we're going to be doing book 2 of his series, Wolfie and the Dinosaur Dig Adventure, which is based on my experiences as a teacher and amateur paleontologist. And I'm going to be showing people how to not only dig for fossils, but how do they know what they know when they find something, you know?
You know, that sounds so interesting because I don't know. Do you know?
And that's why we're there.
If you don't know, then you're going to have to tune in and see it. And Rosemary does puppet shows. She has some of the most fantastic puppets. Who might visit us those days?
Well, I have Grumpy Poppy, which I'm hoping that he will visit us, depending on what mood he is in. I also have Ooh La La, who will be visiting, and maybe Molly. So I have quite a few friends and a couple of surprises. Yeah, and I have some fun characters that will be visiting too. So
I can't wait.
I
And
know.
Rosemary knows a bunch of clowns. Maybe she could get some of her friends to come clown around with us.
Yes. So if my friends are listening, which I'm sure you are, please let me know what time you would like to do your show because we're ready for you. We have an opening.
We have an opening for entertainers. We do. Speaking of entertainers, we have a professional comedian coming up. I don't know what time yet, so you'll just have to stay tuned. Come back next Friday at 5. We might have some more ideas of who's going to be on when. Are you watching? Are you entertaining? Would you like to get more eyes on your comedy set? More eyes on your song? More ears on your song, more people who know your name, then let us know. You can go to our website, children'sauthorsunite.com, and you can click the contact us and let us know. Say, just put in the email, I'm funny, or I'm a great singer, or you really need to see what I got, and come on and entertain us and be a part of this show. because it's for a good cause.
Yes.
And Mark, okay, we talked about maybe doing a pickle tasting contest.
Mm-hmm.
Last Tuesday, Mark came on another live stream I did at Tuesday at 4:30. And we opened it by each taking a bite of a pickle. And I grabbed this jar of pickles out of the cabinet, opened it up, didn't look what it was. I put it in my mouth. I took a bite and I was expecting sour and it was sweet.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, and I mean it's good. I just wasn't expecting it. And then later in the show, we all toasted to our pickles. So, okay, Sparkle Feathers, you got to sit in my lap for a minute. Okay. So I do this. We go to our cameras. We toast our pickles, put it in my mouth. Next thing I know, the sticky, sweet pickle juice is running down my hand. I'm like, I don't want to touch my mouse now. What am I going to do?
Good thing you didn't have a puppet that day.
Right? So here's a clue. If you're going to do any kind of pickle tasting, number one, know what kind of pickle you are putting in your mouth. Number two, have a wet wipe.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, what's the number three? Someone come up with a good number three.
Wear a glove.
Wear a glove. That's a good one. Anyone else?
Put them in a container and not the pickle jar, so that way they're already out of the jar.
Ooh,
and a plastic container like I had.
That's a good idea. Don't stick your hand in the jar and pull it out. It wasn't well thought out. We knew Mark was coming on to wear his pickle hat and talk about Nikolai Pickli. So 2 minutes before we went live, Heidi and I ran to the kitchen and got a jar of pickles, so we could do this.
And I asked them if we're going to have a picklelicious day. Are you going to have a sweet day, or are you going to have a sour day? You decide what kind of picklelicious day you want.
And I wanted a sour one, but I got a sweet one.
You could have a pickle plus.
So when Mark comes on, be prepared for lots of pickle eating, pickle talk, pickle clothes, maybe even a pickle costume.
Just never know.
You never know. Okay, so now with all this pickle talk, Mark, why don't you talk about Nikolai Pickli and what's so special about these pickles?
Okay, so Nikolai Pickli, see if you can see it. Kind of got the light. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, it's kind of shining off the light. But Nikolai Pickli is a book that a 10-year-old and myself wrote, and it's a book about pickles, and it has not only just talking about pickles. It asks the question: is a pickle a vegetable, a fruit, or other? There's also things that have to do with he going on an adventure. It has to do with math. It has to do with graphing in math. He has to do research skills. So there's a lot of different things he has to do in elementary. And so because he was an elementary student, and that's how he came about being an Oklahoma author and an international author, was to teach him how to collaborate on a book, how to collaborate with the illustrator on the way he wanted the book cover, and like specifically the glasses and some other things. And really, it was just helpful for him to learn the whole process, how to do a bio, how to go on a podcast and do, an audio version of a podcast. He had never done one of those. And so we did that. And so it really helped him out. Now he wants to do graphic novels. So.
Oh, cool. Okay, this is a good time to talk about Children's Authors Unite. Mark did this whole mentorship with this young man writing that book. Well, we have a group of children's authors who meet every Friday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we do a similar type mentorship for adults, or children. We haven't had one yet, but they are welcome. But people who either are children's authors who want more, learn how to market their books better, or people who want to become children's authors and just don't know where to start. We've had people come join our group, and now their books are on Amazon selling, and they're writing book two. We had two people join our group today who said, I thought about writing a children's book, and I heard that this is the place to come out and learn how to do it. And it is. Would one of you like to tell what your experience is with this group?
Sure. Well, I came on probably about a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
and I had met Francine at a summit for writers, and we hit it off right away. And I jumped on a Friday and saw how welcoming everybody was. But not only that, I mean, it's good to have like a good attitude towards the whole idea of we're writers now and we're going to help children learn, but it's even better to have that outside of the box thinking where you're going, you know what, I have an idea that tags onto this person's idea that could help their business grow, that could help their books get in the hands of kids, because ultimately that's what you want. And yeah, this has been like such an amazing group where people just will think about something that you said and it'll just spawn a whole bunch of other ideas. And pretty soon a person's like, you know what, thank you so much for that idea last week, or, you know, a month ago or a year ago, because look how much I've grown since then.
We had that experience just today. Somebody had a question, and next thing you know, we're all brainstorming, bouncing ideas off of each other, and this little idea grew into this huge idea that more than one person, hey Woofy, that more than one of us can implement. And then, of course, we have Anna, our social media expert. Stacy came on. She's our graphic artist. She does all of our artwork for our website and for our live streams. And she said she's getting the artwork together for this event coming up at the end of the month. And she said, this is what I need you to do. And I said, Anna, now that Stacy said what we need to do, can you tell us how to do it?
Exactly. Yeah, and it's been helpful for me as well because, in addition to being an author and illustrator, because I'm a little bit of a control freak and I want it just so, I also have met a lot of great people who were seeking help as a client to get their author work known, and whether it's marketing or they needed illustration or any kind of promotion stuff, or maybe they needed some lesson plans. Everybody's like real open with, oh, tell me more about that. And one time I did a little reel, or I guess a live stream or YouTube that Francine made about how to get donations and how to get donors to fund your work, because a lot of this whole artistry that we call writing and literacy, there isn't a lot of funding for that, and you really have to find your own way, and you know, you have to set apart the little piggy bank and make sure that you have that for your work to get out there. But once you do, and you kind of find the right channels for yourself, this is really a good place to do that.
Rosemary, you've been with this group from the very beginning. Can you tell some of the things you've learned and how it's helped you grow?
Yes, definitely. First of all, for me, it's like having a family because I get to visit my family every week. Every Friday, I look forward to it. And that's one of the things I want to say is a lot of groups, people come and go and they don't stay. We have stayed together, and
Yeah.
that's the beauty part of it. Most of us don't miss a Friday. We love being there, and it has been helpful. I have learned so much from all three of you and the other people in the group, and the amount of encouragement and information and knowledge that's shared and given is just priceless for me. I love being there. I love learning new things, and like Helen and Mark and Francine, you said, it's just a group of knowledgeable people who are willing to share coming from their heart, and they really want to help each other and build each other up. So for me, it's my Friday family, and I love everyone there.
I don't like missing, but sometimes I have to, but the meeting still goes on.
Yes.
The meeting, somebody will take over and open the room and start the meeting. One day or a couple weeks ago, Jody and I were on our way to Nashville, or on our way home from Nashville. We're on our way to Nashville, and we did it right there from the car on the road. Okay, there's a link in the comments now. If you were interested to learn more about grant funding secrets, how to get your teachers in your schools, which are starting soon, how to get them grants to buy books, just watch that video that we made of Helen's training. It's amazing. And of course, if you have any questions, go to our website, children'sauthorsunite.com, and drop us a note, and we'll get Helen to do another video.
Me.
Yeah, so this group has been amazing. I actually ran across a social media post on Facebook, I believe, and that's how I found out about this group. And it's opened up so many doors. People that are knowledgeable, people that have just so much talent, and uh, you know, I was at an event today, and I actually ran home, and I was trying to hurry so I could get on to the Friday event, because I hate to miss it. I really do, and I look forward to it. And I always tell my wife, I'm like, I got an event going on at this time. No matter what I'm doing, I'm going to come home from a veteran appointment or whatever. I'm going to jump on really quick, and it's just been an amazing group. It really has. It's open doors for interviews, things that I didn't even know. And and I don't know everything on stuff. So I have to learn from other people, and that's the half the battle right there is you got to be willing to accept all kinds of help and suggestions and that kind of thing. So if you're open to that, that's going to help you a lot.
And you help one another. Like Mark wrote that book on toilet paper, and when I saw that costume, it was like, that Mark has to get that costume. He has to get that costume.
I already have. I have one costume now. It's a composition notebook, so I have that one. But that one definitely would be a good addition. So.
And what's really nice is you get to see everybody's journey, and people will share basically their origin story, like what made you do this, what was your why when you were starting to become an author, or when you were thinking about it. And a lot of people forget to put that in their posts when they are an author, and it's real important because people start to understand, well, these ideas come from your lives, from your experiences, and from whatever motivation you have, whether it's teaching people to be confident, resilient, funny, to rise above things, to work together, to learn a skill. And mine will be also STEM. Those are all things that are close to each of our hearts, and we want kids to see that too, and to actually realize that with their parents or whoever their caregiver is that reads to them.
And I'm glad you said that. Today, Anna, our social media expert, gave us a challenge to just get on, make a video of us telling our origin story. We have a few minutes left. Can each of us tell in 1 minute just a really quick origin story? And I'll go first. My children's book started, Sparkle Feathers was just a baby. I was doing a keynote about my professional development book. And believe it or not, my professional development book, Sparkle Feathers, although he was a baby, he was in that book. And it was written in a fairy tale format, but it's still some very adult, very emotional subjects. But everybody in the audience said, kids need to learn this too. Oh my God, kids need to know this too. And I fought it. I'm like, I don't even know how to talk to a kid. I don't have kids. My closest nephew at that time was 18 years old. I don't know how to do this. But I figured it out. And I wrote these. I have 2 books now, 2 more coming. And all I do is break down these concepts from my adult book, and I break it down so the kids can understand it. And the goal is to raise strong and confident kids today so we don't have to fix broken adults tomorrow. Okay. Helen, your turn.
Okay, so, well, my whole idea came from as I was getting closer to retiring from teaching, I wanted to give back, and I didn't quite know in what form, but I always wanted to write a kid's book. So I started with what was close to my heart, which was a stuffed toy, which was much smaller than him. He's the puppet version of a toy dog that my dad had brought home, and my brother named Woofy. And I noticed he had a little lint ball, so I was like, "Oh, is he dirty?" I was a sickly little kid, and here I have this little toy, and my brother goes, "No, it's a magic lint ball, and it lets you go on magical adventures with him." And his lint ball twitches to let him know his friends need help. So, long story short, there came book 1, and shortly thereafter was book 2 and 3, and now we have the entire series, which is continuing to grow, and we're doing a lot of charity work for causes like autism service animals that are gifted to families, animal rescues, and schools. So, still teaching, still giving advice to kids, but in a fun way, and loving every minute of that.
Okay, Mark.
So my journey started during COVID, and I published a book in 2021, but it was started in 2020, and I started writing a military dependent book called "Did You Come Home for Lunch?" And that was my niche. And I started later on doing things at the military bases, doing Month of the Military Child, and donating books and going out there to the base and really giving back to the children. And because my mantras are literacy, learning, and legacy. And then, secondly, making a difference in the lives of children. So for me, that's the most important. I do a lot of theme related books that in elementary, mostly K through 5. K through 5. And that's typically the books that I write is things on bullying and rules and problem solving and things like that. And hoarding. That's where the toilet paper caper of 2020 came about, was because it's a rhyming book, but it's also a book about hoarding, and it teaches kids that they shouldn't hoard things. They shouldn't take advantage of other children, that kind of thing. So, and adults too. It applies to adults too.
Love it. Rosemary, bring us home.
Well, my book, I made a life list, and one of the things was writing a children's book. I had written a poem, and I loved the poem. And one day I thought, I want to write a children's book. So I took that poem and I made that into my book. It's about kindness and that we all look different, but we can make friends no matter what we look like or where we live. And then I wrote an activity book, which has a lot of things for education, but it also has a lot of things like affirmations for children, and thank you, Francine, 2 stories in there that they can start and also be their own author by finishing the story. So it has a lot in there. And of course, another thing, being a clown and a character entertainer, is to someday have a children's show. So those are my dreams. And I am working on 2 more books, and one is about bullying, and most of them are mainly on kindness, and just we need more of that in the world. And I think that's what all of our books kind of go to, of encouraging children to read and having the confidence in themselves and being kind. So thank you again, Francine, for starting this group. We all appreciate you so very much. So thank you.
And it is my pleasure, because I really started this group because I didn't know what I didn't know. And I thought if I got a bunch of authors together, we'd figure it out together. And you know what? We did. We started out where it was just a little group where we met on Zoom. Then we got a website. Now we live stream. You just keep watching us because you never know what we're going to do next. You really don't. And that's our 30 minutes.
We appreciate you.
Yes. Have a great
Appreciate the
weekend.
audience.
Bye,
Have
everyone.
a great weekend, everybody. We will see you next Friday at 5. Bye.
Bye-bye.